Welcome back to another episode. We're so glad you're here and you've joined us, and like, what a vibe.
What a vibe. Definitely. You say everything. I don't know what else to say. I just it just ends up being an echo.
I was just laughing because I just feel like very a bit out of it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, same.
But that's okay.
It's that time of year.
It is, which kind of brings us to our topic of conversation.
Yes. But before we jump into that, I have it's not an announcement, but I got up and went for a walk this morning.
Did you
before
really?
work? I did.
Oh, Danny, you came through for yourself.
I know.
I feel like that deserves like a little pat on the back. No, that's really good, because it's like, I honestly feel like, I don't know if this is the first time you've done that, but it's like the first time is the hardest, you know, and then it builds momentum. So like that first time is just like, oh, so it's like deserves a big round of applause, because it's like a big thing when you like, you know, start showing up as who you deserve to be.
Yes.
Getting that mojo back. Do you feel like you're getting your mojo back? And like,
no. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I just wanted to go for a walk this morning, which is really ironic because like I woke up with a pounding headache, but I still went.
That's good, I think. Sometimes, I mean, yeah. Did it help?
The pounding headache is PMS related. So like I knew what the cause was. So like it's not like I was like, oh, I should stay in bed. I was like, I'm just going to get up. And Simba got to go for a walk.
I was going to say, did you take Simba?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
It was nice.
Dog mum goals.
Yes. That's me.
Yeah, I worked out this morning, but it wasn't a great workout. It was kind of just like a subpar workout, but still good to do one.
Yes.
You know, still feel good. But then I don't know, I just felt like I didn't have time today. So then it was like stressing me out, like the whole time I was working out. And then I was just like, oh, I don't have time to do this. Blah. But, you know, that didn't help because like it still took the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Whether I thought about, like, worried about it or not.
True.
But it's okay because we showed up, and I don't know, I'm trying to really adopt the 1% better mindset and mentality, you know, like, because I do feel like things need to happen overnight, and I constantly have to remind myself, like, okay, like, things take time, and while you feel really behind on this new idea, like, you literally came up with the idea or the concept or the mindset shift last week, and like your whole life can't change in a week. You can make big change, but like it's just how things work. It takes time for stuff to catch up and for the things that you do to compound and the effort to compound and your whatever you implement to take effect. So it's like it can get a bit like I can get a bit ugh.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like time is something that it's very easy to be in a lack mindset with.
Yes, especially like towards the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. It's chaos. Well, yeah, I guess that's why how we came up with today's topic of discussion being Christmas season. Get excited, guys. I got my Christmas nails done yesterday.
Show everyone.
Look at them. And if you're only listening, you can't see it, you have to go to YouTube. On my Instagram. I'll put them on my Instagram. But yes, I am very excited. I've got my Christmas decks out in my room. Not that you can really see them in the camera.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a whole lot, but it doesn't matter. They're out. I am usually not that much of a festive person, but this year I'm feeling it. I baked Christmas cookies on the weekend. I know
you are very festive this year, and I feel like have typically been the very like holiday festive bunny. No, why did I say that? I was the holiday munchkin, and then now I'm just not feeling it this year, and I think it's because it's so busy and crazy, and I feel like I'm so laser focused because it feels like time is running out because the end of the year and
yeah, it's actually like crazy, like the whole push for like set up your 2023 has already begun, and no offense, like that seems like a personal attack with your 2023 diary, planner that you've released, but it's not. But you know what I mean, like you would be feeling that pressure extra because of that reason, you know what I mean? Like I'm seeing it from like heaps of different platforms, But for you, like, you know, you've been planning this 2023 planner for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And then the launch, and then you're trying to pump it because obviously, like, you want people to
buy it and use it, and
for
to
2023,
you know, get value out of it for next year. And it does feel like this. Okay, well, we have a little bit of time left to sell this product, which is kind of time dependent, and it's like, I just really want, like, I think it's a really good planner, so I want people to use it because I think, like, it's helped me so much already, and I've been using it for a few months now, trialing it, testing it, making sure I love it, and it's like great. But one of the hardest things is that even if you make something that's great, that doesn't mean people know it's there or it's out there. Like, it's so much about marketing and all that kind of stuff and promotion, and it's like a whole nother job, and trying to, you know, manage like the product development and then the promotional side of it. It's just like, there's like a lot going on, and I have started seeing people that are like, plan 2023, and I'm like still trying to make my December content because I have a free December version that I want people to know about so they can try it. And well, as soon as December's over, that's nobody's gonna like use that.
True.
Like, there's no point.
Shameless plug, guys, go get on that download.
Yeah, well,
it's worth it.
Link it in the description or something. But yeah, so it's like I want people to be able to try it and use it and, like, you know, give it a go and try digital planning if they haven't. But yeah, it is this big like shift on, like, also because it's like a shameless plug to sort of say 2023 now. It's very buzzy. Lots of people are starting to search. It's a good SEO technique because, like, it'll be trending from now all the way till 2023. So it's like you jump on it early, but it almost feels like the Black Friday thing. Everyone is like really getting into it, and I'm just, it's like with Christmas and trying to manage like appointments and Christmas parties and events and buying presents and getting like decorations ready, and then still trying to keep on top of work and social life and fitness and health and any of your personal goals. It's just like, I'm a bit scattered.
You are not alone.
It is so, I don't know, it can be a bit disheartening.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I have...
It's overwhelming.
Big plans, and it's, like, disheartening to try and feel like the time is just slipping through my fingers. And it does have this effect of, like, almost like the clock runs out at the end of the year. But it doesn't. Like, time just keeps going.
Yeah.
You know, it's... But it's just so monumental, this tick over, and it's of the new year. And I think that's why we want to talk about this, and the whole point of today is to normalize how, like, what you can actually achieve sort of at this time of year, or what you should be aiming to achieve, and sort of take some of that pressure off, because it is overwhelming when you constantly hear the, you know, because half the advice is slow down, like, enjoy your time with your family, like, you know, wind down, blah. I think especially for, like, the Northern Hemisphere where it's winter, you know, very, like, get cozy, just take it a bit slower, and I love that. But then there's also, while everyone else is taking it slow, I've seen a lot of, you know, take charge now and get a jump on everyone for 2023. I've seen it in relation to business success, I've seen it in relation to fitness success, and it's a very kind of sales tactic, I guess. Because it's like a slow time where people are slowing down. It's like, no, get a jump on it. And while I think that there's validity in both, that's probably why it's so overwhelming.
Yeah. Definitely. I think it's really, really important at this time of year to set realistic boundaries and expectations with yourself, and just be realistic about what this time of year means to you, and how you need to do what's best for you. Still processing that thought, but like it is so crucial, because there is all this outside pressure, especially with social media.
Do you say special?
Did you see that process through my face?
I was like, what? Where was the end of the word?
Yeah, that's what it got me.
Special with social media.
Especially with social media. I can't.
Your face was so funny.
I think, look, I need to really, like, think about this personally, because I'm also losing the plot. But I think, you know, like, just being kind to yourself and not falling into the trap of that pressure that you don't have enough time, because you do. This time of year doesn't go any quicker than any other day.
Yeah.
It feels like it does because we're a lot busier, and, you know, I feel like a lot of conversations that I've had with people is, you know, people are crawling through to the end of the year. So, like, they're busy, but, like, they're just managing to get through. Do you know what I mean? And that, if anything, that's really a little bit sad, because why are we getting to the end of the year and having to crawl? Like, you know, I suppose it's the comparison between, like, struggling into the end of the year, or, like, you know, running at full pace. You know, like, you've got to find a nice balance. But I think there's also this pressure that, you know, I'm personally crawling through to Christmas 100%, like, I'll own it. But I feel like I put this pressure on myself to be like, you can't be, like, you know, that's not healthy, you know, do this, do that, rah rah. You know what, I just need to own the fact that this is where I am right now, and just make, you know, that those 1%ers to change things up. You know what I mean? Just, even though, like, yes, the countdown is on, like, I'm counting down to the end of the year, I'm counting down to work wrapping up, I'm counting down to all this stuff, but reminding myself that, you know, you just, each day that you get by is another great day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And tomorrow is going to be a great day. And just, you know, when my weekends are spent catching up, like, that's okay as well. And being completely exhausted is okay. But I think right now is reminding myself that, you know, I can't give from an empty cup. Yeah.
And it's like, right now it's like you're pouring your cup in, like, you're whatever, to everybody. Like, it's because there's so much almost extra expectation, because even if you just work, like, a job, the extra expectation of being like, socially available and like with enough energy to be in all the Christmas activities, you know? And so it's like, and then to shop for family, and then to still get your work done, because there's a lot of deadlines at the end of the year because offices close. And then, you know, just, like, getting your, like, if you have Christmas at your house, it's like, well, that's a whole nother story. And, like, Christmas shopping, and the shops get busier, and it just seems like it's like everything is like, and almost like it's just not worth it, like you say, to force or make yourself feel bad for just doing your best.
Exactly.
And I think that it's just it sort of takes the joy out of this time of year when you're just worried and racing to the end. And I do have this sort of thought of, like, am I going to get, you know, to whatever, February, and be like, oh, I wish I'd have, you know, I was just so focused on work. And it's, I don't know, it seems, I think it's like I am trying to do a lot of things, as everybody that I know out there, everybody's trying to do a lot of things. So I know a lot of people can relate to this, but it's like my focus is, like, all on something, and then I spend heaps of time on that, and I'm like, yes, this is great. But then it's like, oh, but this ball is being dropped and I need to do it on that. And then Christmas just adds in all these extra balls that you're juggling. So it's, so on top of the already, like, I already feel like I'm dropping so many balls when I'm trying to, like, juggle, and I'm just keeping them up. It's like, now that it's Christmas, I think I might need to reevaluate my priorities when I make my goals and things like that, and really, really actually focus on what is important now. Just because, like, I choose to prioritize something now and not prioritize something else doesn't mean that the other thing isn't important. It just means that I might have to put it on the back burner till, you know, in a few weeks, or, like, you know, like the end of January, maybe I can pick that back up.
Yeah. And I think, man, I had a really interesting thought, and I was like, I'll remember that, and I don't remember.
And then I talked for too long and you lost
Not even. I was like, oh, there's another thing.
I hate that.
I think it's, I don't know. I forget. Always.
It's like
scatterbrain, honestly.
Yeah, sometimes that's another thing. That's the Christmas brain. That's the holiday brain. It's just like the thoughts fly in and fly out, which is why planning in my paper plans, digital planner, is actually really helpful.
100%, guys. I back that.
You downloaded the free version yesterday.
I did.
I saw that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you like it? Mm-hmm. It can be used on iPads and Android tablets.
Whoop, whoop.
No, but it has been good.
Yes.
To like plan out. Like that has been really helpful to me. And like creating content for that social media account has actually forced me to use it all the time and not neglect, and like every day, and it's actually helped me focus a lot and like actually get more stuff done, which has been good.
100%. And I think, I don't know if how this thought kind of relates to anything. Kind of does, but like I have friends that are like super organized, right? And it puts pressure on me because they've had their Christmas shopping done since like October. And like poor me over here, like can't even think who I need to buy for, let alone what I'm going to buy them.
Yes.
So like I think that's another added pressure. It's like, the Black Friday sales and everyone, I was like, oh, I should really do my Christmas shopping then, and I don't. Typical. And then it's like, the days are coming up to Christmas, the weeks are coming up, and the shops are getting busier, and those who have finished their Christmas shopping,
can relax
and they're almost good for you, but like they're like, I'm elite, and I'm like, nice. I'm happy for you, but poor me,
right?
It's on Struggle Street.
And like sometimes I've gotten some gifts done early, and that's why like this morning I literally went online and just Simba's hair. I got online and I bought some presents because it's been on my brain. Like I was like, I need to get this done. And then in the craziness, you guys you're gonna hate me. You're gonna feel for me, I hope. But I was like, I'm not gonna tell anybody about this. Proceeds to get on the podcast and tell the entire world. I bought somebody a present today, and I logged onto the website and it was like, buy 2 things, I get the second one free. And I was like, oh my god, great, that's a discount code. And then they were like, put in your email and get 15% off. And I was like, oh, excellent. Trying to buy this gift, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like trying to figure out sizing. And you just get overwhelmed because I'm like looking and I'm putting things in my cart and I'm removing them, just trying to find the perfect combination. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to overthink it anymore. Presses purchase, forgets to put the 15% discount and the buy 2 get 1 free. And pays double what I should have for those gifts, when I could have then spent that money on buying something for somebody else. Or like, anyway, I really had to journal out the fact that money is just energy, and it really wasn't that much money anyway, and while it's annoying, I shouldn't let it ruin my day. But like, that is just like, if you feel like you're like kind of losing the plot, like
the Christmas chaos is real.
Yeah.
But I 100% back that. Like, I saw this thing, it was like, be so like comfortable with like what, like the money that you have, that you don't rely on Black Friday sales. Do you know what I mean? Like, living in that mindset of like, I'm not hanging out for the sales. Like, yeah, like sales are great and 100% back them. And there are some businesses that I will purchase when they don't have sales, because I know they're a small business and I want to support them, normally. But at the same time, sometimes I'm like, I really need that sale.
Yeah, I think like take advantage of the sales, but I do think stressing over however much money that I spent, and I was trying to think, okay, well, this is a small business and they might do something really great with that extra money, and it didn't really make that much of a difference from what, like, while I really wished that I didn't make this blunder. It was, I trying to, because I could have just let it ruin my whole day, and I was like, I've got to stop, because like I'm really, really trying to change my money mindset and be, money is just energy, energy attracts energy, like, and if I fret about this, then the universe is going to be like, whoa, like, ugh. But if I'm like, what I spend comes back twofold, it's like, well, is that how you say that saying?
I don't know.
Sometimes I say things on the podcast and then I rewatch it and then I Google what I've said to make sure it's the right word.
And is it wrong or right?
No, usually it's right.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. But so like, what I spend comes back in abundance.
I was thinking about a special.
A special when you a special at Christmas. Yeah, see, mine usually like fine, but I do Google because I'm like, I wonder if that was the right word. But anyway, so that was like a good moment for me to and honestly, like journaling it out, like, and just like normalizing the fact that like I'm a human and I make mistakes just like everybody else, and that doesn't mean, and like when you think about the big scheme of all the things that could have happened, like that's a very small annoyance. Like, it's fine. And it will benefit their business. And it's like, I didn't pay double. I just paid what I would have normally paid, which is fine. And I would have bought those things without any sales. Yeah. Which is one of the reasons I didn't think about it, because like I went to the website to buy it not knowing there was sales. So it's like, it's fine. And just like letting all these little like things that happen, especially in the holiday season, like not like clutter up your emotional energy and mind, and like you don't have that extra to spare on waste on things that don't really matter. So I would recommend just like really trying to be mindful and like worry about the things that matter, and don't worry about the things that don't matter, or push things. Maybe if you have to push them to the back burner, be okay with that. And just like, it does take extra effort to do that, especially at this time of year, but it's necessary.
Yeah, I think like, and the whole reason like of how we came up like with today's topic is, you know, being realistic about this time of year. Like, it is chaotic, it can be messy, it is, everyone's frantic and panicked, if anything, and be realistic, accept that there is going to be an element of that, but also focus on, you know, the fact that you know what, you can't get everything done. Like, and that's okay. Like, you don't need to get everything done. Like, you know, literally from, you know, Christmas Eve to Christmas and then to Boxing Day, like, it's going to roll through regardless if you get it done or not. You know, New Year's Eve to New Year's Day to the 2nd of Jan till the 1st of Feb, it's all just going to roll through. Do you know what I mean? So stop putting this unrealistic pressure on yourself to get everything done and to, you know, have everything ticked off your list. And just, I think, really be aware of, you know, if you're getting consumed by all of this, being like, you know, like what you said earlier, are you going to get to like February next year and be like, oh man, like I missed out on all the little things that, you know, really mean and make up life, like mean a lot and make up life. And you don't want to get to that point. So I think it's good to be aware and intentional and accepting the chaos, but being self-aware and I guess intentional with your time and what means a lot to you.
Yeah, it's like I love that, the whole like accepting that there's gonna be chaos, whether you get it all done or not. Yeah. Whether you do this, whether you do that, however you plan, whether you're fully organized or not, because it is a bit of a chaotic time, it's just gonna be a bit crazier than normal. And just like accepting that there's no way to sort of remove that, and it's more about like, I think it's more about focusing on being present than ticking everything off. Like, try and be present. I think that's definitely going to be more rewarding. Yeah. And you're right, like whether you get it all done or you don't, you're still going to roll through those days, and you're either going to be present or you're not going to be present. Like with the gift thing, it's like now after I did that, it's like I can just be so happy that like I get to give this thing to this person that I think they're really going to like. Yeah. You know? So it's like that's still the main thing. You shouldn't worry about all the little issues, quote unquote, that you have, or challenges or obstacles, because there's going to be a lot, because it's the holidays, it's New Year's, it's Christmas, it's all that crazy stuff. Yeah. And it's meant to be a fun time of year. Like, exactly. Stressing about the future and worrying about, you know, whether something's good or not good, or, you know, whether you're going to get this or that or get that done or whatever. Like, you don't get to have fun. Like, it is a joyful time of year. It's meant to be a joyful time of year. Like, you know, like the countdown to Christmas, the advent calendars, the, you know, like the holiday parties and the socializing and the things coming to an end and wrapping up like your sports seasons and all that kind of stuff. Like your Kris Kringles and your Friendsmas and, you know, like all those things, like your time with your family and holidays that you've planned to go away. And you know what, I don't know whether it's I don't know whether I'm just more reflective of it this year, but like, is it more chaotic at the moment because we've all been like kind of crammed in? Like the last 2 Christmases haven't been a typical Christmas, right? No. Because of COVID. So like this is like our first like normal Christmas since COVID started, and I do think it's playing a part.
Yeah, so do I.
Well, even with like airfares.
We don't want to miss out.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out, but you can see it in like very tangible things. The fact that airfares are so expensive to go overseas at this time of year, or even just domestic flights.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and I think it's just reflected in how much everyone really wants to just like enjoy it and all that kind of stuff. But it is contributing to the craziness. Like
100%.
Going to the shops again, it's just, yeah. And knowing that like, you know, you can actually see everyone now, and the Christmas parties are happening for the first time since everything. So definitely reflected. So then, yeah, give yourself extra breathing room, because after 2 years or 3 years of not really experiencing that or having to deal with that, like it's probably could be a bit more overwhelming than normal.
Yeah. And I think it's really important to know that if you're not feeling the Christmas spirit, that's okay as well.
Yeah. And it, yeah, I think I've had to tell myself that, you know, I'm going to do a few things to try and get into it, but like really just trying to focus on, like, 'cause I find I can get very overwhelmed and focus on, you know, what we're trying not to do, like all the little stuff that's not important. So choosing to focus on what is important and just being grateful for the time I get to like spend with family, or like the fact that if I get, like, I can make Christmas cookies, or like I can put up a tree, like, and just focusing on that and being like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just have to be present.
Exactly. Well,
yeah.
Happy to wrap it up.
That wraps us up.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us again.
Yes, thank you. And you know what? In the lead up to Christmas, stay safe, look after yourself, and have some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Perfect.
We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening in.
There's absolutely no pressure to do this, but if you're happy to share the podcast with your friends or on your socials and tag us at Pierced Off Pod, that would be amazing.
You can also leave us a stellar 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on if you're feeling extra motivated today. It really does help us out so much, but ultimately, we are just beyond grateful that you're here.
You are also more than welcome to come and hang out with us on our other socials. All of our links are in the description.